guys, and welcome to CosplayOH. Today I've got Justin with me. What are we doing today, Justin?
Alright, we're going to be doing a Worbla over clay.
Okay.
It's probably a new thing to cosplay. I'm not going to say I invented it, but
You invented it much like Al Gore invented the internet?
But I probably did. I've told a lot of people that, that everyone doesn't use clay because they think Worbla is going to stick to clay. When the clay is pretty much dry, it won't stick to it.
Okay.
So what we'll do is just a simple skull that we could use for, say, Mystique,
Lobo,
yep. Whatever, Scorpion, whatever sort of skull things you want to do.
Sure.
So, really helps if you're not real good with skulls is to get a picture of it.
I would need a picture of a skull.
Which I'm not great with, but we'll see how we go. Okay, so we've got this tool here.
We're going blind today.
This tool here is great for like big areas.
What is this called?
I've got no idea.
So if I went to an art shop, I'd just be saying, it's like a scrapey thing with that shape.
Normally when you buy these, they're all coming to pink.
Ah, there we go.
So
easier.
You get all these other things, but I haven't got them here because I don't like using them. So.
There we go, except for now.
There you go. Okay, so what we're going to do is, first off,
it's a very accurate nose.
That's it. And we've got the eyes, chops out.
It's easier than trying to get in there with a knife and then peel bits away.
That's it. No, I never had an idea about them before until I started using them. I thought, oh, these are great. Because I used to just use a knife and a fork.
Yeah.
At home, so
you can just use a knife and a fork if you've just got a knife and a fork.
That's it. Okay, so once we've got the shape of the skull,
right.
what this tool does is
smooths it all out. And the edges. This will be a good play music time lapse.
Gives a bit like fast forward.
Yeah, yeah. And that bit of it will look really weird.
That's it.
Wow, it went super fast.
Whoa, slow down.
It's really hard to watch someone like making things out of clay and not be playing with clay yourself. It's like an instinctual thing. Need a bit. Oh, got scraps. Can I play with some clay? Yes, I've got some clay. Watch what I'll make. I'll make an absolute masterpiece while you're doing that. Sometimes you don't have time to put heaps of effort into something.
No, pretty much. Okay, so we've got that. Then you get this little tool, and this one's just a little bit.
So it's like a littler version of this guy over
pretty
here.
much what this does, but smaller.
On a smaller scale. So to get that more refined.
So you sort of get right under there.
Yeah, so you're really able to get all those nicely rounded curves and edges.
Yeah, so it's right.
That would be really difficult to do with foam.
That's it. So again.
Yep.
Use this part now.
Yep. With the straight edges. We're digging out his nose.
Digs out.
Ah, there you go. Those corners are really useful.
They are.
So we don't want want to go too deep on that, right? It doesn't matter.
No, you don't really want to go too deep, just because the wobbler won't get down that far.
Yeah. You need more.
That's right.
A giant sheet of Worbla because you've made the nose really deep.
So what we want to do is just scrape it like that.
Oh, that's really cool. Looks great. Not much point in having skulls hanging off your belt if they're not tough skulls, right?
That's right.
Just like dead skulls going, hey, hi, I'm a friendly skull.
Would they be able to talk?
No, never. If skulls are talking to you, I think there's problems happening.
I think run.
Yeah, I think that's the point where you need Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Machine.
That's correct.
And eventually, a mask will be taken off and it will be like the local groundskeeper or something.
That's it.
Yeah. Who would have gotten away with it if it weren't for them
If it wasn't
darn
those
kids?
darn kids.
Those meddling kids
That's it.
from the haunted fun park. We've got on a nice Scooby-Doo tangent at the moment.
Yeah. A little bit of trivia.
So we've got the eyes all carved out now. Nice and curved, so it's an angry skull.
So as you can see that basically you would never get foam.
No, to
Looking
be
like
that, yeah.
Alright. And this will give you a lot more detail. So
Yep.
if you really want detail in anything that you do with Worbla,
Yep.
this is the best way of doing it.
Okay. So instead of using the foam, you go the clay if you want lots of details.
Clay.
Yeah, you're really able to carve out lots of details there.
Yeah, some really nice detail in there.
It's always nice when you've put effort into something and done all those little extra bits and you can look at it and go, yeah,
That's right.
I did good on that.
And it's what people look at.
Yeah.
And they go, yeah. I can see what they've done there. And that's what you get praised for, and that's why we do it.
For all the praise.
All the praise. What's the praise?
We are fueled by your love.
That's it.
Why do you cosplay? Because people applaud me. It's like any performer, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you do it for yourself. You do it for the love of it. You do it because you want to be that character for a day. That's an awesome thing. But to have people appreciating what you do is a really cool feeling.
That's right. So you can see the skull starting to come up quite nice.
Yeah.
And you just work this tool like
A
it's...
cheekbone detail.
And
that's
again,
cool.
you can't stuff it up.
Yeah.
It's
It's clay.
clay. And a quick little tip: if you've got no idea with clay, and you dig something out like that,
Yep.
you go, oh, it's not what I want.
Yep. Grab another bit of clay. Oh, look at that.
Fill it up.
And smooth it over.
Bit of water.
Moisture back into it.
And it's like
It's all smoothed
there was
over.
no hole there in the first
There
place.
you go.
So it's
Easy as.
easier stuff to work with.
Not much point in stressing over perfection.
God, no.
Get in there. I can't imagine being able to do that with a knife or forks actually looking at it.
Definitely. And again, it just takes practice.
Yep.
Just practice.
Until you're good at it. Or halfway decent.
Yeah, I've
Or
pretty
you're
much
just happy with it.
taught myself.
Yeah.
Details in the eyes. There's cheekbones happening.
You're a scout.
That's it. Say we want to put some sort of little jewel up here.
Okay. Did my Sailor Scout give you an idea?
Why not? So, using this side, you want to be able to cut around
Okay.
sub-zero.
Yep.
Like that. You want to put little nips in there?
Yep. Just some patterning up there in that area.
That's it.
Just to show how well this picks up detail, I suppose.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
We'll make these lines just get a little bit of punisher look.
Yeah, punisher. Use that tool to ground it out a bit more, carve it out.
The secret of cosplay is that the more time you take on it, the better the costume.
Yeah, it really is.
There's no rush, there's
none of that fabric I have to get off the fabric now.
no.
It's not going to be as good.
That's right.
Just take your time.
Okay, so let's say we're done with this.
Yep. Alright.
Okay,
So there we have our basic skull with some details.
that's it.
Where do we go from here?
Alright, so from here,
Just pressing in the sides there, make sure it's all neat.
so you're going to need Worbla.
Yeah.
So, as I said before, Worbla! Okay, so because this is not your usual EVA foam, we're going to have to do quite a big area.
Yep.
Okay, so
So it's got to get in all those grooves, all those spaces.
fortunately you're going to use a fair bit of this.
Yep.
So,
Alright.
should be enough. Okay. So before we do anything, we're going to heat gun it,
Right.
because if we put the wobbler straight over that and we start pushing into all those, the clay will end up pushing in,
Yeah.
and we've lost the whole design.
Yep. So the
Okay.
heat gun will dry that clay.
Heat gun will dry the clay.
There you go. Don't have to chuck it in the oven, don't have to lay it in the sun for
No.
2 days or more.
So many uses for heat gun. Love it. But we're not going to dry it right up. We just want to dry it up
Enough.
on the surface so the wobbler won't stick to it, and we can use all this detail
Alright.
to get a nice design basically.
Sounds good to me. So is the only way to know that it's dry by touching it?
I mean, it usually turns like a whiter
Yeah, it
grey
goes a little
sort
lighter.
of thing, but we're not after completely dry. If you leave this will take about a couple of days to dry out
Okay.
completely.
But with a heat gun, instead of a couple of days, a couple of minutes.
If you're not in a rush, do this, go to work,
Yeah,
come back,
work on
Cool.
something else,
it's all dry for you.
come back to it.
That's it. But if you need to get a costume done on time, you've got like 3 days or something to get it done, and
Yeah,
it's quite a lot of detail. Heat gun it.
nice.
Okay, so
Now,
that's-
is it any special type of clay that you're using for this, or?
it's just your normal air dry clay.
Okay, great. Yep, just something that doesn't need to be put in a kiln, I suppose.
Nah. I mean, it's basically
Oh yeah, just earthenware, stoneware,
yeah,
general pottery clay
that's
sort of
pretty,
thing.
pretty much it.
Nice.
So you get that from any craft store,
Easy.
that sort of stuff. So now that's quite hard. It's not dry,
Oh yeah.
dry as
It's not dry, but it's
No.
not moving when I
Just you can't push it in.
press bits. Yeah. All right.
Okay. So
Now we do the warbler.
do it here.
Shiny side up.
Good. You did well. Anytime you're using wobbler, shiny side up. Rough side.
Shiny side up. Be
Otherwise,
able to see yourself.
the reason for that is that if you use this side and you start to paint it and all that, it's very gritty,
Yep.
and you just want to get rid of that. So
Yep.
again, we'll start in the middle.
skull.
Now it doesn't matter if it'll crinkle up here because this is all getting chopped off.
Yep. So you really just want to make sure that this area is the nice part.
That's it.
Whatever happens on the edges does not matter.
So again, just use the nail.
Yep.
Push it all the way around. Basically just like working putty.
Yep. Pushing it into all those grooves on the outside, all that cheekbone grooves.
That's it.
Heat it up some more.
Give it some more.
As it loses its bendiness.
That's a bit of tack.
Because if you leave it for too long, it'll just turn to goo if you try to hit it again with the heat, right?
That's it.
So you kind of got to work quick once you've gotten this warm once. You can't really come back to it after a while.
Well,
can
don't leave it on for a long time
you? Yeah.
because it's just way too hot.
Right.
Now what I found when I did work on Sub-Zero was just make one side,
Yep.
one arm, one leg,
Yep.
and duplicate it
Easy.
with the Worbla.
Yep.
So you don't have to keep making another mould for the other side and all that.
Yep. Oh, and there's our eyes.
You should start to see things starting to form.
Yeah, you can see the details coming through.
Yep. So all you gotta do is push down with your finger
Yeah.
and it'll start to show you a line and all the other details that you're starting to do.
Right.
See all these little
Yeah.
nooks.
All those little pock marks that we made in
That's it.
the skull. Cosplay, a reason to grow your fingernails. Or have something going in your thumbs and forefingers.
Some sort of fingernails happening.
Yeah, useful tools. I know beauticians that would shudder at the thought of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Using our using our fingernails as tools.
Alright.
So we've got the other eye. Gosh, what did we do before Worbla?
I know. So lost.
It's amazing.
Okay, so basically once you've done that, don't push too hard, just work
Yeah.
the eye in,
Yep.
otherwise you're going to tear it.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah. Because there'd only be so much give
Yep,
in the Worbla before you've poked holes in it. We don't want to be doing that.
that's right.
That's really cool. Let's come up with those details really nicely.
So, quite nice. And of course the bigger the job,
The longer it'll
Just-
take.
very good. Basically, the bigger one, you've just got to keep working in sections.
Sure. So that you're not heating all that Worbla again and again and again.
That's it.
Sure. Alright. We're onto the
I'm
teeth.
starting to see the
Yeah. It's still quite flexible down there. You know, it's been a while since we've focused on it. It's good. Awesome.
So we're going to let that dry.
And about how long will that take to dry?
A couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And then we'll
No big deal.
take it off.
Go make a cup of tea.
Make a cup of tea.
Come sit back down and
Back to it.
come back to it.
That's it. And once that's dry, we'll take it off the mould. It comes off quite easy.
Yeah.
It doesn't stick. Don't have to clean nothing out.
Really?
And then what we're going to do is we're going to put some foam behind it.
Okay.
So you can stick it to a belt buckle or
Fantastic.
sort of stuff.
Excellent. All right.
Just wait.
Let's leave that for a few minutes.
Just wait. Yeah.
All right. So a cup of tea later,
Cup of tea later.
and this is
Yeah,
dry.
It's a nice cup of tea.
It was.
Okay. So now that it's all dried up, it's like a biscuity feel.
Yeah.
We've had our biscuits with our cup of tea, so
We've got biscuits on the brain.
that's it. So now what we do is we just pop this out.
Easy as anything.
That's it. If you want to keep it, wait till this is completely dried up.
Right.
You
So
can
that
not
might
worry-
take a couple of
yeah,
days
because
depending on the weather.
You can make as many as you want with this
Okay.
mould.
Yep.
So once you've made it, but we're not going to worry about keeping it, so we're just going to sort of tear
If you want to make more than one,
it all apart. So there's your,
make sure it's dry.
and there's your no clay in
Look
the
at that.
mould. If you
Look at
want, just put it back down.
Very nice.
It's all ready to make another one, I suppose.
If you want to fix some stuff up.
That's it.
All right.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to quickly cut this out around 10, maybe 15 mil
Right.
on the outside.
Scrap pile.
That's it. Okay,
What are you missing? We hid the scalpel from Dan earlier so that he wouldn't be tempted to cut his latex arm open with it. Dan can't be trusted with scalpels.
He
We've
can't
hidden them
be.
from him.
okay, now what I find, to mark this out, you go to your corners. And pop a little hole.
Okay. And that marks out on the foam
That marks out on
your ridges, your extremities.
the phone. That's it.
It's like an elaborate cutting, join the dots sort of thing. Oh, look at that. It's got the shape there as well from the markings from the clay.
Or you can do that.
Yeah, no, I just noticed as you lifted it up, it still had all the kind of dust from the clay there. It settled into a shape on the foam. Very handy. Virtually makes itself.
It does. Look at that.
So is this one of those things that if it's not perfect, it ruins everything? There aren't really any things that if it's not perfect, it ruins everything, is there? Excellent. This is why cosplay is like the most forgiving art form for people like me that are no good at art. Ask me to draw a bowl of bananas and I couldn't. This sort of thing I can handle.
You can handle.
Yep, definitely.
So what we're going to do is that's going to pop in
Okay.
to the back.
Okay. So
Okay,
you've got
so
foam
once
just
you've
in
got
the
your
back
foam
there.
in the back there, what we're going to do is you're going to mark out where things need to be cut.
Okay, so we're doing some little angle cuts.
So anytime you go around a circle, it's never going to form in that way. So
No.
I like to always make just a little cut. This one here.
So any corners, any curves?
So if this here is going to get cut.
Cut some pieces out, and that way when we fold it in,
That's it.
it won't be overlapping each other and making crinkles and all that sort of thing
That's right.
we're trying to avoid.
Like I said, anytime you go up and around,
Yep.
just cut some bits.
So on big long curves like the top of the skull, you just have periodic little triangles cut out.
That's it.
That's the cutting. Awesome. Doesn't want to be cut. Saying no!
Cut's got damage.
Don't cut me! The Worbla's become sentient.
Yes.
No!
Don't stop hurting me.
Oh, when your props start talking to you, it's time to take a break.
Yeah.
That means it's 3 AM the day before the con.
That's exactly right.
Or the morning before the con. Yeah. If you're not making last minute quick fixes and touch-ups in the hotel room, you're not living!
No,
Experience the true stress.
I've never done it.
Or getting to a con with something already falling apart and just trying to find Captain Patchett.
I've done that.
Have you used Captain Patchett?
I haven't.
Captain Patchett is brilliant!
I know, he was great for you that day.
My Huntress boot was just destroyed. The sole came off my
Oh,
boots
no.
the morning of the convention, and I found Captain Patchett, and he taped and glued my shoe back together.
Oh, awesome.
And had spirit gum for my mask.
Oh,
It was fantastic.
had everything.
Everything.
Yeah, I should have used it for my cable boots.
Yeah, no, it's really nice having services like that at conventions now. I mean, people talk about having a stall where you can fix things and all that sort of stuff, but charging for that, it's a little tricky.
Ah,
So yeah, having someone like Captain Patchett, he needs an army though.
he
Just
does.
like 20 people walking around fixing things for
Following him.
everyone.
Okay. So
And you'd
once-
always have something to wear.
Yeah. Okay, so once we've done that, that's all cut out.
Yeah,
So you can see all the little bits and pieces.
yeah. Have a closer look. Look at that. Excellent.
Okay.
Heat gun.
This time, we're going to turn the heat gun over.
Okay.
That's all the Worbla over.
Yep.
Close as you possibly can go.
So really concentrated and targeted on those outside areas so that we don't wreck the shape that we've already moulded, right?
That's correct. And then we're just going to fold it over.
Alright. So using that kind of foam template as a way to stop
That's it.
it folding in.
Otherwise, it's just going to all fold in.
Yeah. Really see how those little cuts help
Yeah.
in getting it to fold over neatly. So there we go. So we've got our piece with our shape.
That's it. And then once it's all painted up,
Yeah.
when you do put this here as a belt buckle, knee pouch, whatever, knee
Yep.
pad, whatever you want to do, just drill two holes through here.
Right.
So screws again through a belt into here. Perfect.
Excellent.
So,
Easy.
I'm
So
going
we
to
don't
go
need to
on.
put a warbler backing on like that, like we do with a belt buckle?
No.
No, not necessary.
So you'll
Excellent.
start to lose all this. It
Ah,
starts to melt too much.
alright.
So
Trying to keep as much heat away from it as possible once
That's
we've
it.
got that shape.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep. Otherwise, if it's too rounded, say if you do it off a forearm,
Yep.
you won't get the foam in there to heat gun it because it'll all just disappear.
No worries.
Just leave enough of an edge, so leave enough of an edge that you can, so about that thick, and you can fold it, and then set
Oh,
heat gun
nice.
it, fold it straight away.
Fantastic.
Gives it that little bit more thickness around the edge sort of things.
So we can go paint that up now, or we
Okay.
can just leave it as be for a natural Worbla bony kind of finish. Who knows? Well, thanks very much for showing us that, Justin.
No problem.
Really
I'll
appreciate
be
it.
back soon when it's all painted up, and I'll show you how to weather it all and
Fantastic.
all that.
All right. Well, you go do that,
I will.
and I'll hang out here and have another cup of tea. Okay. And now he's disappeared. Okay, so we're back. We've painted it. Now what do we do?
Now what we're going to do is give it a bit of weather. So
So you don't actually leave it out in the weather though, right?
we're not going to leave it in the rain.
Alright, so what have we got?
Pretty crap anyway.
What have we got there?
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to get a bit of a dry brush happening.
Okay.
Dry brush is going to be your best friend in cosplay.
So when you say dry brush, you literally mean a dry
Just
brush
means
hasn't been dipped in water.
Tiny little bit of paint.
Yep.
And then we're just going to work it.
And that's just regular acrylic paint.
Just regular acrylic paint, just our good old Reeves. I'm just going to just dust it around like that, just to give it that little bit of depth and a little bit of 3D look.
It looks like there's a good amount of room for error in there as well.
And if you do make an error,
I always look for the room for error.
just wash it off with hot soapy water.
Yep. Hot soapy water is your friend. in
It
cosplay.
is. It is. It's a fantastic one.
Oh, look at that. Or just your thumb.
Wipe it off.
That works as well.
So we're just gonna just bring it around like that, so you can see
Yep.
it's starting to form already.
Yeah, that's nice shadowy and brings out the details.
So if you put too much paint on, it's just gonna crack. We don't want it looking cracked.
No, we want it looking good.
Crack is not good.
We want people going.
Crack is not our friend. So we're starting to get that sort of
Yeah, it's starting to come alive.
bit of metal sort of look.
Nice. His little nose.
So,
Are we giving this guy a name yet? I feel like we need to
Oh,
name
yeah.
these things.
give him a name if you want.
Call him Mr. Bones.
Mr. Burns.
We're painting up Mr. Bones.
Mr. Burns. So of course for your eyes and that sort of stuff you want to get a little bit darker. So
Okay. So the deeper the recess is, the darker we go. Is that a general kind of rule, or just the bits that you want stood out?
No, exactly what you said.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
don't want light.
I'm learning, Justin.
You are.
I'm
You're
learning.
doing so well.
Everybody's learning. That's what we're here for.
Anything you want protruding, yeah, just make it darker.
Yep. Awesome. Do his teeth as well.
Bit of cheekbones. Do you want to give the teeth a go?
Oh gosh, okay. And here's the part where Ray wrecks everything. No. This is like if I can do it, anyone can do it sort of
That's
thing.
it.
So we're just...
Just working it in, and you can't make a mistake.
Oh, you reckon?
You can't make it.
If a mistake can be made, I can make it. Ah, look at that. That's
Look
pretty
at
cool.
that, you're like a professional.
Am I? You were saying?
You're like a professional.
Like a professional.
Look at you go.
Paint. This is where it will all go wrong. No, look at that.
Yeah, so,
That is pretty cool.
and all you do is you just, if you want to make that just a little bit more, just
Yep. Put it on an angle.
just on the outside and go a little bit softer with the
Oh,
brush.
okay, yep. See, if I can do this, anyone can do this.
That's it.
Honestly.
And how simple
How's
is
that?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
that's it. And that's what we've got the weathering. So you can see that on a belt buckle.
Yep.
If you want, you can just go around the outsides. Just give it that bit more depth.
It really does make a huge difference, adding that weathering to it
Yeah.
rather than just leaving
Nah.
it sprayed flat.
So rubbish if you leave it.
Such a positive person,
That's-
Justin. It looks
that's
like
it.
rubbish.
That's it.
It's not weathered.
It looks like crap.
Well, that does not look like crap. That
It
looks
doesn't.
awesome.
There you
Thanks
go.
very much for showing us how to weather up our Worbla over clay creation.
No problems.
No worries. Thanks for joining us,
Mr. Boom.
Mr. Bones.